February 2023. So excited to be connecting with you today. And as if you may recall, if you've been following me, you know that in January, along with my Happy New Year message, I got a bunch of thematic downloads for the energies of 2023 for us through my guides. And if you want to watch January's was really interesting. It was all about transportive energies and what that sort of means for us. So I'm curious to see how that worked out for you in January. And now February's theme is peaceful resolutions. So my guides are really wanting to convey that this year, when we are dealing with our own hearts, our own spirits, our own goals, our own paths, part of the dynamic of connecting with others is conflict. We do run into situations where we're not going to see eye to eye. We're not going to completely understand the other person's point of view. And clearly, we've known that for a long time, especially if you are living in North America. There's been a lot of divisiveness over the last few years. This year, and specifically in February, it's about letting all of that go and really choosing peace for peace sake. Really saying, I would rather be happy than right. And let's come together to resolve this. We don't necessarily have to completely understand where the other person is coming from in order to find a peaceful resolution and a peaceful forward momentum out of the old and into the new that we are building. So this month, I feel like for each of us, it's important to really get clear on what you are hanging your hat on. Get clear on your priorities. Get clear on what matters the most to you. And then figure out, okay, if no one else happens to go along with this, or no one else happens to believe in this, does it really mean that I can't pursue it? Does it mean that I can't feel into it? Does it mean that I can't own it as my truth? No, it doesn't. We all have choice. We all have free will. I'm just going to use an analogy here. Let's say you've got this amazing idea. You want to put it into practice at work. And the whole committee or the whole team decides, yeah, we don't like that idea. It's a poopy idea, and we're going to go a different way. But in your heart of hearts, you know this is the right way to go. Perhaps you take that idea, you store it up for later. Maybe you leave the company and you start your own company with that idea. Maybe you decide, you know what, maybe it's not right now, not going to be good for right now. Let's watch them do what they're going to do. And I know that it's going to fall apart, or I know that it's not going to be exactly on target with what they're looking for. I can keep this in reserve, and I don't have to take it personally. I don't have to take it as though it is a reflection of who I am, of my character. I'm recognizing that I'm choosing peace. And I'm choosing to resolve the situation, even if others haven't resolved it in the way that I would ideally like to see it resolved. I'm resolving it within myself. Peaceful resolutions. I'm also feeling on a collective level, we are going to see sort of from a global vantage point, we are going to see some resolutions to some things that have been going on for, quite frankly, far too long. And these resolutions may not necessarily be, I want to say, the top notch, the be all and end all, the A game solution, but it is going to be peaceful in its approach. And we need to, as a collective, we need to support those peaceful resolutions. So lots of peaceful energy coming up and coming through. How can you find the peace within yourself to feel resolved in your birthright, in your ability to be here, to breathe the air that you breathe and to take up the space that you take up on this planet? How can you resolve yourself to understanding that conflict is a natural part of humanity and the human experience, but we don't have to always stay in a state of conflict? We can make an attempt to see the other person's side. And we can absolutely say, you have the right to make your choices. You have the right to live the life that you choose to live. And I have the right to do the same for me. And maybe our resolutions are not together. Maybe we choose separate paths. But those paths are both peaceful in one capacity or another. So I hope this helps. I hope this gives you some delicious food for thought today in February. And it's one of the, I want to say, more powerful resources that we have access to make our Februaries really successful and really, I want to say, heart opening. I feel like that's important. Thanks so much, guys. Transform well.